They they buy the cloth, the tissue, and then they go and they want something exactly fitting on themselves. That is a little bit more expensive. That is a little bit more profitable for the tailor. But the numbers, the tailor cannot make 200 jackets in 1 month. So he's limited. So he wants to sell his products or his capacity to the right people who can afford to pay this premium. But what happens in Turkey? Now, imagine you're the shop, the tailor, a small shop in one region of Ankara. And I live there, and I walk by the shop. If the shop owner sees me walking, even though my last jacket was 2 months ago and I'm not intending to buy a new jacket, what happens? He comes to the door and he invites me to play some backgammon. You know the backgammon that we play in Turkey often? Or some coffee. We talk about life and politics and sport, and, depending on what we're interested in. Because he wants a personal contact. He wants to keep it. Because 3 months later, if I want to have a new jacket, then I have to remember it. So this relationship is personal, more intensive. Okay? But I mean, this jacket I bought from someone, probably they don't remember. But maybe I receive an SMS. Like you receive SMS messages or from an email from your GSM operator. It can't be personal, right? Millions of subscribers. It has to be automated. Okay. Now, the 4 building block is pretty much related to the customer, to the market. And that's why from them I expect a revenue, an income, sales. So my revenue stream, I have to discuss here where it's going to come from. Is it commissions? Is it cost plus some markup? Or is it advertising? Because my service should be free of charge, like the Google. We are using Google, but we are not paying anything for that. So it's free. They call it freemium for us. But someone is paying them, right? These are the corporations putting ads. So what is the revenue stream? What is the model there? Or if you're talking about digital gaming, and in our science and technology part, we have a pre-incubation program on digital gaming. So we invite the young people who are interested in gaming. They don't run companies. They don't have yet ideas to start up companies. And what happens? They find themselves. They talk to each other. So we create the environment for creative collisions, we call them. So they collide with each other. And if they are creative enough, they decide to set up a company. And they start a digital game, a new game, mobile application on internet. Generally speaking, their model in digital gaming is that you gain micro payments. Like everything is free, and then if you're interested in this game, and then you buy a character, or you buy more lives, or whatever. Pay very small amounts. But this is 10 million people all around the world paying for this model. So again, it's a model. For the revenue stream, in digital gaming, there's a model. In the internet world, there's the advertising model. Depending on what you're doing, you should definitely discuss here how you're going to make your revenues. Now, the left side is more internal. It's the entrepreneur himself or herself. Key resources. What are some of the resources underpinning your business model? Which assets are very essential, very crucial, such as, for example, financial capital. Is it yes or no? Is the financial capital a very key resource? that you can't do this without them. Or in your cases, generally speaking, smart people, well-educated engineers, one of your key resources is human capital, coding, whatever, architecture, design. Another internal focus is the area of key activities. What are some of the key activities that you should be conducting? Like, is production a key activity? Because if it's not a key activity for you, but necessary for the job, then it's going to be through the key partner. You have to outsource the production. If there's idle capacity, factories or production units somewhere else, and then through a contract we could make them produce for you. In most cases that is cheaper than you investing in your production unit, unless the production is very crucial and very, very intellectual property wise that you have to do it yourself domestically. It's better to outsource it. So the key activities, is it production? Is it marketing? Is it logistics? Again, if you're planning to set up in your countries a e-commerce site, then whenever you have business coming and they buy online products and certain products, then you have to deliver them. Do you think you should do the delivery yourself, or you should outsource it to logistic companies? And we have so many in Turkey, highly sophisticated and developed, with motorbikes or with cars or trucks. They deliver to in each town, city in Turkey, every address. So now, if they are existing, should I employ 10 people and they distribute and deliver products to every door? That doesn't make sense. Again, what is a key activity for us? But then, on top of the key activity, there might be some other activities still important, not crucial to do it internally. Then I do this with key partners. Okay? Some partnerships could be some financial, logistics, some production. And actually they leverage your financial strength. The more you focus on your core expertise, the better and more efficiently you use your financial capabilities. And as a young entrepreneur, you will never, ever have enough cash or financial resources. So you should be very smart what to keep internal and what to outsource. That requires some managerial decision. And you have to show leadership on this. You have to make very clear. And what I see in our ecosystem, what I see with our startups is that since they are engineers and they are more inventors than entrepreneurs, so they want to do everything themselves. And they want to wait for the perfect product, having everything, all the features and everything, all the functions in place. And that takes 5 years or 7 years. And they never have enough oxygen for 5-7 years. So they push themselves to be less successful. So again, don't worry about the perfect product. It will come. Go with a modest product, but be in the market, sell, and understand where you're weak, what's happening. And then with the feedback, you'll have a better product. We call this time to market. If time to market is too long, what happens? there are definitely competitors coming and grabbing the market. They capture the market for themselves. Now, the left on your side is more you as entrepreneurs, and this is a cost, of course. The customer and the market is a revenue. And what is your cost structure? Of course, if you outsource, you have to pay some of your profit, that's for sure. But the entrepreneur, at the end of the day, it's managing revenues and costs at the same time. It's as simple as this. And of course, you want to be profitable, so you want to have more revenues, and then you want to manage your cost as effectively as possible. With better material, managing people better, and time as well. So, this is the 9 building block. We call it the business model canvas. It's widely used in the US. And I was the first to, when I came from abroad, I was the first to use this in Turkey since 10, 12 years. And it's only in the last 2 years that this is becoming popular in Turkey. As I said, there are other templates, other formats, but this business model canvas is quite easy to digest. So, what do I do with this? This is nothing but a tool. Okay? This is a tool for you. This potential entrepreneurs, or in the future as entrepreneurs, you have ideas, what to do in the market, how to calculate the cost and then revenue stream. But these are all flying ideas, so you put them in writing. In one template, you see full scenario. Okay? Now, on real quick, how are we doing time-wise? What time is it now?
12:15. A quarter past 12.
Quarter past 12. Okay. So this is the business model canvas. Now, for the same technology, the same product or service, there is not one single correct business model. There might be various business models for the, if I give you a business idea, then describe you how you can fill out this template. Then you go home tonight and you work with this and you come back. Probably, if you are 20 here or 25, probably you don't come back with 25 different business models, but definitely you will come back with 8 or 10 different business models. And then the question is, which one is the correct? Is it correct? In other words, each one is a business model. So this is yours and this is mine and this is hers, okay? Which one is the proper one? So which one is this red one? There are two things. The business model should be accepted by the market, okay? If there's no one using internet and they don't have the connection, hardly any electricity, somewhere in Africa, and then I'm so smart, I'll sell them books through the internet. No, maybe it's too early. So, and then the other one is, she's very talented in designing, doing the architecture of a website or e-trade site. And then I'm so dull, I'm so untalented in this area, and then I don't know anyone who could do that. Maybe I should sell the books in a shop, and then, so it's me as the entrepreneur, my capabilities, and it's the market, the readiness of the market, what they are ready to accept. So that is meeting each other. So probably, for the same business idea, there might be 2, 3, 4 correct ones. And there will be this one, or that one, and that one. Again, depending on what I can deliver, what they want to deliver to the market. So actually, once you sketch your business idea, there are alternative business models, you have to ask yourselves a couple of questions. And the right answers for such questions will guide you to the more appropriate business model. Okay? Because this is measuring your capabilities and again the readiness of the market. Such as, is this a tailor-made business or it's a mass production? I'm gonna start up a company who will produce Coke drinks, okay? I'll make it tailor. Does it sound right? Funny, isn't it? I mean, if you're, for any brand, say national or international, they have to target the mass market. So they have to make mass production. But if is their production distributed or centralized? That's a different question. Now, Coca-Cola, they are an Atlanta, Georgia-based company in the US. Imagine they want to have a centralized production. In Atlanta, every day they produce millions, tens of millions of cans. And from Atlanta, they will distribute to all around the world. Would that be possible? Yes. Very expensive and very problematic. I mean, imagine the logistics. Billions of cans. So that's not possible. And if the cost-wise, the Coke should be about 5 or 6, one can $6 instead of less than $1. Otherwise, so and the customer is not ready to pay the $6 or $5. So it will not happen. So what happens is they keep the secret or the intellectual property centralized, and maybe they sell the extract. And the bottling is in each and every country. There are even several locations in Turkey. 3, 4, 5, 7, 5. Again, is your service or product paid or it's free? Again, internet-based or social media. It's all on freemium basis. But at the end of the day, there are corporations who are paying them so that they can deliver us this freemium. But are we giving something back in return? What is that? Personal information. Something else?
We might
Traffic.
try that.
Traffic. If
Visibility.
yeah, I mean, if Twitter or Google or whatever, or Facebook is talking to Coca-Cola, the discussion is different. If they say worldwide we have 50 million customers, compared to we have 500 million or 1 billion users worldwide.
But for example, for Google, if for us it's free, but for the companies that pay to advertise on Google Ads and so on, it's a paid service. So are we considered the
It's not a
customers
paid service.
or
It's a medium for advertising or for promotion.
so are we still the customers or are they?
We are an end user. In some cases, the customer and the end user are the same. In some cases, it's different. For them, of course, they have to maintain and satisfy us from an end user point of view. But the customer, who's paying their bill is the customer. And that is the corporations giving advertising and giving paying cash. Again, in some cases it's the same, but in some cases it's different. So, any other questions here? Is the new technology or innovation we're bringing, is it disruptive? Or there's an incremental change we're offering? Now, of course, if you want to be disruptive, the more disruptive you are, the bigger the potential, but of course, the bigger the risk is. Because maybe the market is not ready, and you as the individual entrepreneur, you might not be in the strongest position to create a new market. Because creating a new market, I mean, 25, is it? Let me see, yeah, 20 years ago, so nobody believed in Turkey that there would be a GSM. They said, no, no, we have fixed lines. So the biggest groups did not invest in the GSM. But the second tier companies, they've taken that risk because there was no legal infrastructure to back up. And nobody knew, so in the darkness, such companies took the risk. Now, each company is about $20 billion as market value, the GSM operators. So creating a very new market sounds very good, but that's also very different. But then if you're making an incremental change, some small change you're bringing to the market, then the question is, maybe the customer base is not willing to change the brand that he or she associates himself, and then you picks a new, because something new is a little bit risky for the customer. I mean, loyalty, brand dedication. That's how we decide to buy. So branding is very important. Are we serving a niche market or is it a mass market? I mean, probably in your countries you have very good local chocolate makers, shops making chocolates, even more expensive, like the Taylor I was mentioning. But if there is a wedding or a ceremony or something of that nature, you want to buy from that shop because that's special, that's tasty, better packaging. You don't go and buy from a retail shop that chocolate, right? So, and that shop generally cannot grow the business or have a franchise system, even like Godiva, which was bought by a Turkish group, or they say Godiva. Is there someone from Belgium? I mean, they're about almost $750 million worth of sales. So already a global player with so many hundred shops. And I understand in the last 15, 20 years that I was tasting this brand. But now it's commercialized, broader, but I don't think it's the same quality as 15 years ago. This is the nature of business. I have a couple of books published. One of my books I was talking about fast foods. One chapter. And I don't like fast foods. Because it doesn't offer me the taste, the right taste, or the healthy food that we all know. But when I travel in some rather difficult destinations in Africa or wherever, and then you don't really eat food on the street because you don't want to upset your stomach. You've got a couple of days to work there. You have to be strong. So when I see this McDonald's logo in the shop, sometimes I visit them and I eat. Because they are working in a franchise system. And there's a certain quality level assured. And you know what the meat is coming from and then the standards. And you even know what the price is more or less. Nothing surprise. But I know it's not healthy food, but in that case, it's offering me some other value. Safety, security, whatever. So it is mass market. But it is not the best hamburger place you visit in Ankara or in Krakow or Hamburg or whatever. Again, there are more questions than you see here, but they will guide you narrow down the path you might follow. And then you will choose the right business model, the right one for you, related to your capabilities and expertise. You have to test each, the business model, you're making guesses. It's all different guesses, estimates, and rough ideas. And each one, you will test them